welcome to our fifth grade second quarter band concert. Hopefully this is your first of many concerts to come over the years. A lot of our students that start right here end up on stage performing for you and playing things that would just blow your mind by 12th grade. So hopefully this is just the beginning for you guys. I'm Laura Whitehouse, I'm the director of bands here at MIS and HPMS, and also two of our other directors are Mr. TJ Inslee and Mrs. Cindy Sobering. Together we teach all of our 5th through 8th grade students and also do some helping at the high school. We're kind of all over the place, but the awesome part about that is we get to work with these kids for the next 7 years. So that's a really cool thing, and we hope to see a lot of you over those 7 years as well. The students that you're seeing here on stage today have learned a whole lot of things that they probably don't even realize in the last, really what has equated to about 6 to 7 weeks. We say 9 weeks, but this particular one was quite a bit shorter than that. And seeing them every other day for 70 minutes at a time, the things that they've done in that short amount of time, we hope will really impress you. They've learned to put an instrument together that they've never seen before. For our clarinet students, that takes days of class just to learn to put the instrument together, learn how to make their first sounds, how to, even for some of us, like learning how to sit in the chair the right way to play the instrument takes some time. They've learned rehearsal etiquette, how to practice, how long it takes and the discipline it takes to learn how to make a good sound on an instrument. We know that sometimes that can be frustrating, but the awesome part is by the time they get to the end of this, they really have learn that delayed gratification of how long it takes to be able to play a song once you first hold the instrument in your hands. Throughout the concert, we're going to demonstrate kind of the processes of how they learn to play the instrument, and then they'll end up showing you by the end if they can play actual full songs that you'll recognize. So the things that they're doing all at once, the amount of skills that they're using all at one time, from how to sit, how to hold the instrument, reading the notes, making a proper embouchure, their face to play the instrument, and doing all of those things at once are things that it's probably more things than they do in any other class in school, really all the way through 12th grade, the amount of things they're doing all at one time simultaneously to play an instrument. So without any further talking from me, we're going to let you see a little bit of how they've learned and gotten to this point where they can play some pieces for you.
All right, so first we're going to talk about how they're supposed to properly sit. And if you guys can go ahead and make sure your feet are flat on the floor. And we're sitting on the edge of the chair, spine is straight up and down, and our head is straight forward, okay? Now, brass players, this affects you. Can you go ahead and go up to chin and make sure your stand is far enough away that you don't hit your stand? All right, go ahead and thumb will go at C. Make sure that we're okay for that note. Very good. And you guys can go back to ready position. Very good. So the first piece we're going to do is hot cross buns, and kind of a staple to the band world and instrumental music world. Okay, so here we go.
We have to do it so quickly, and it's so important that they learn that right so that they don't damage the instrument and so that they don't use a reed every day. So we spent the first 2.5 weeks just learning how to put our instrument together. These kids have really only been playing the clarinet about 3.5 weeks, so as you listen to these next few pieces, I want you to know that it's really amazing that they're doing even these simple songs in this short amount of time. Because the very beginning of learning any instrument is the hardest thing. It's so many things at once, as Ms. Whitehouse said. So the clarinets are going to show you what we use for our warm-up at the beginning of every day. clarinet and practice making sounds. And what they're doing is they're concentrating really hard on how they shape their face, where they put their tongue, and then where they put the tongue on the reed as they play, which is really incredibly complicated what they're doing. So it's very impressive also, the result. So you have to kind of plug your ears for this. It's not a pretty sound. All right, clarinets, left hand, upper joints, right hand barrel. Make sure you're holding the barrel and the mouth. Horns up. E, U, G, 1, 2. Hold. 3. 4 quarter notes using your tongue. 1, 2. 3. Thank you. All right, the next piece that we're going to perform, what we do is we kind of start at a 2-note song, then go to a 3-note song, and then a 4-note song, so that the skills build on them. They learn a different fingering for every note that they play. They're also, so they're not only reading music notation, they're reading rhythmic notation as well. So they're reading music on the lines and spaces of the staff, and they're learning how to hold the notes different lengths based on that same coding system. So I talked to the kids about how this is a universal language. If they went to Japan, students at Japan are reading, they could have the same class that we have without any talking, and they could have an entire class doing the same thing. So this is this is another 3-note song, Clair de Lune by Debussy. And first we're going to have the clarinets all by themselves so you can hear them. Then we'll move to the trumpets, then the trombones, and then we'll all play big finale.
Okay, so the next part of the concert, we typically would like to do holiday music, but because, as we stated earlier, this particular 9 weeks is a little shorter because of a lot of students going to Sky Ranch, and then we just the fact that it comes right before their Christmas holiday. We have a shorter 9 weeks period for this. We would typically do holiday music, but instead we'd like to play at some other fun tunes that use a little less notes that we can pull together really quickly. So the first one is probably the most famous 2 notes in the history of music. It has to do with the large fish. And yeah, you'll probably recognize it after the second note that we play. So I won't tell you the title, I'll leave you in suspense.